Fans are already wondering if there will be a baby on board, even though the engagement news was only announced. Here at The Fame, we reveal the hidden lives of your favorite reality stars. Welcome back. We're delving into one of the 7 Little Johnstons fandom's most buzzed-out questions today. Is Liz Johnston expecting her second child already? Because, let's face it, Liz Johnston and Bryce Baldwin did more than just flaunt a ring when they just shared their gorgeous engagement announcement. They ignited a social media conflagration of rumors, speculations, and startling observations. What is the true tale behind the rumors, then? Is Liz concealing a baby bump once more? Or are fans making unwarranted assumptions? Let's start with what we do know and dissect everything else. Liz Johnston and Bryce Baldwin announced their engagement to the world only a few weeks ago. The couple announced the momentous news on social media following years of courting and numerous uncomfortable times that were broadcast on 7 Little Johnstons. Images, rings, sentimental captions. It was all there, a moment of seeming bliss. Fans who were aware of the couple's difficult history, however, couldn't help but see behind the grins. Was there much anticipation for this engagement, or did it happen really quickly? For a moment, let's go back to Liz's first pregnancy. Fans will recall that Liz spent a considerable amount of time concealing that pregnancy from her parents. Actually, a lot of that plot only came to light after it became hard to conceal the facts. And it astounded both viewers. By Liz's choice and the response from her parents. Fans are now asking questions rather than only applauding when they witness Liz wearing a glittering ring and radiant face. Is the past repeating itself? This is when the juicy part comes. Following the announcement of the engagement, some astute admirers proclaimed on Facebook and Reddit, "Liz again." But what? One commenter just revealed everything. She is expecting her second child. Just a spark. No references, no evidence. However, as usual, a spark in fandom for the 7 Little Johnston has the potential to turn into a full-fledged conflagration. Commenters came pouring in. Some people had doubts. Others weren't so ready to brush it off. But where did this guy even receive that information? It's probably just another unfounded rumor. Some even put up the more ambitious hypothesis that Liz and Bryce made the abrupt announcement of their engagement in order to avoid another unplanned pregnancy, similar to the one that occurred last time. The narrative then shifts from being endearing to being dubious. This tendency has been observed by fans. Previously, engagement does not always imply romance in the world of reality TV. It can sometimes refer to a PR approach. It was said bluntly by one viewer. After engagement, wedding, separation, and divorce, the likely plot point is getting pregnant again. Cruel words, but could they be true? After all, TLC has a reputation for creating captivating plots. There is a pattern to engagements, pregnancy, and drama, and Liz and Bryce are currently right in the middle of it. Additionally, keep in mind the long-standing admirer worries regarding Bryce. For years, many fans of 7 Little Johnston have advised Bryce to disassociate himself from the Johnston family. They say the dynamics are too dominating, too tight, and too overwhelming. However, he is now engaged to Liz, possibly closer to the family, and perhaps on the verge of becoming a parent once more. Is a hidden baby announcement imminent, or are supporters just making up a story because they've witnessed it happen so many times? Previously? In any case, our engagement has only gotten more complicated, and we have only just begun. In Part 2, we'll look at how Liz's past hidden pregnancies may be adding to the rumors and what new social media hints followers are analyzing to support Liz's second pregnancy. Stay with us. There have been previous instances where Liz Johnston has been the subject of pregnancy rumors. And it might not be the last if fans are correct. Let's examine more closely what actually occurred during her initial pregnancy, and why fans believe history is repeating itself because of that plot thread. Liz didn't exactly notify her parents she was expecting her first child right away. It was actually the exact opposite. She kept it hidden. 4 weeks, perhaps longer. Liz didn't tell those closest to her that she was pregnant. When it was eventually disclosed on the show, viewers were taken aback. Liz and her parents experienced significant conflict as a result of the delay in breaking the news, particularly with Amber and Trent Johnston, who were caught off guard. Liz, however, appeared composed and almost unrepentant. Some viewers blamed it on their immaturity. Others perceived it as a subdued act of defiance, a means for Liz to gain authority in a household where every detail is well planned, timed, and watched. As a result, many fans are asking the obvious question now that engagement news is public knowledge and there are 7 Little Johnstons between seasons. Who's to say Liz isn't hiding her pregnancy if she did? Repetition? Let's discuss the pictures. Because a ring pic is more than simply a ring pic in the digital world of today. It provides theories, hints, and occasionally unintentional admissions. Fans flocked to Liz and Bryce's engagement images as soon as they were uploaded. Liz's posture, body language, and yes, her tummy, in addition to the jewelry. Did she stand a bit too consciously behind Bryce? Was she wearing loose clothing on purpose? Did she steer clear of full body angles throughout the key shots? Yes, some fans say. They contend that each and every picture seemed to have been meticulously planned, that the grins were a bit too flawless, that the entire scene seemed staged, and that the comments came in quickly. This seems contrived in some way. Once more, they are concealing something. She's probably already pregnant. Are these fans overanalyzing, then? Perhaps. However, nothing in the reality TV industry is ever a coincidence. Not to be overlooked is Bryce. Although fans have long conjectured about Liz, Bryce is currently the spotlight as well. Additionally, some followers are paying close attention to his body language, much like Liz does. Bryce has appeared different in recent pictures and videos. According to some viewers, he is more aloof, reticent, and even anxious. He appears unenthusiastic. Although we can't infer someone's views from a few Instagram photos, Bryce's change in attitude hasn't gone ignored and is igniting another controversy. One admirer noted, "That smile doesn't reach his eyes." A layer of conjecture. Is he under any pressure to follow a plot? Is he questioning how quickly these changes are happening? In the most dramatic scenario, is Bryce agreeing to an engagement because he fears becoming pregnant again without warning? That theory is becoming more and more popular in fan forums, Reddit discussions, and comment sections. There are now 2 factions within the fandom. The skeptics, or people who think the pregnancy rumors are just chatter, are on one side. That this is stirring the pot is what the internet does best. According to these enthusiasts, there are no indicators or bumps. People are just being nosy. However, there is a louder, more outspoken group on the opposite side. According to these fans, Liz, Bryce, and TLC are all purposefully stoking the rumor mill just enough to maintain tension and high interest until the next season. Slow burns are adored by TLC. To be honest, one commenter stated, "They'll tease it now and confirm it mid-season for maximum drama." It doesn't seem too unrealistic. So what's the real story here? Is Liz Johnston concealing her pregnancy as she did previously? Or are fans noticing trends that don't exist? Everyone is anxious to see what Liz and Bryce will do, whether it's a baby, a ring, or just another TLC twist. And we have a long way to go. Nothing is ever easy when it comes to TLC. Fans are aware that there is typically a camera crew and a photographer behind every sincere engagement and baby announcement. Meticulously constructed plot. Another notion is starting to take center stage in fan discussions as Liz Johnston's potential second pregnancy is the subject of whispers. Is this just a TLC cliché? Let's examine. You are familiar with the trend if you have watched TLC for any length of time. This is how it works. Drama in dating, unexpected pregnancy, family strife, engagement, second child, wedding, season finale, and cliffhanger. Does that sound familiar? Since Liz and Bryce appear to be traveling that precise path at the moment, step by step. The dating drama was the first thing we saw. There were several on-screen arguments between Liz and Bryce regarding their future. Liz wondered if he was ambitious. Bryce found it difficult to set limits with her family. Then came the first child, a delayed revelation, an unexpected pregnancy, and a family explosion. Now that the engagement has ended, we're witnessing distrust and cynicism in place of pomp and joy. What will happen in the TLC arc next? Yet another baby, you guessed it. This is not a new cycle. It has been observed with Unexpected, Counting On, 90 Day Fiancé, and even moments beyond 7 Little Johnstons. And other viewers think that TLC producers are more than willing to rely on that storyline once more. Therefore, the engagement is still viable for TLC whether Liz is pregnant or not. In any case, it's a win since now they have a couple with a troubled past, a first pregnancy that was kept a secret, a potentially hurried engagement, and enough fan mistrust to spark endless internet debate. That's gold for ratings. Particularly when on vacation. Season when audience numbers tend to decline. Fans are kept interested via engagement news. Even better if a second pregnancy is discovered while the movie is being filmed. Before production even begins, they're laying the groundwork for the shocking revelation of the upcoming season, as one fan put it. Smart reality TV storytelling operates in this manner. One episode at a time, you sow the drama, let the internet water it, and then harvest it. Many people are concerned about Bryce, even if Liz may seem at ease in the spotlight. Viewers have been raising concerns for years regarding his growing closeness to the Johnston family, particularly in light of some supporters' assertions that the family has an excessive amount of control over Liz. Those worries are more pressing than ever now that he is engaged and possibly getting ready for a new baby. One observer remarked, "Bryce looks more like a storyline than a fiancé. He must flee before he is permanently imprisoned." Others have sympathized, speculating that Bryce might no longer have much control over the course of events. However, if he's completely on board, while subtly uneasy, there's no doubting that his plot is set in stone at this point. There's no simple way out when baby screams or wedding bells are right around the corner. What does this mean for Bryce and Liz? They are a young, infatuated couple negotiating adulthood, parenthood, and family life on the one hand. On the other hand, they are reality TV celebrities who are performing their life milestones in front of millions of people, with cameras everywhere and rumors swirling around them. Is this a real engagement? Indeed. Could there be expecting a second child? Yes, too. However, the reality isn't typically exposed in the TLC industry until it's too late to change course. The internet doesn't just respond when a reality star pair makes major news. It goes crazy. And when Liz Johnston and Bryce Baldwin announced their engagement, that's just what occurred. However, when the congrats came in, the rumors also did. The fact that neither Liz nor Bryce have spoken is possibly the most striking aspect of it all. First, let's look at Reddit. You can tell that the 7 Little Johnston subreddit is more detective agency than fan club if you've spent any time there. Posters track social media posts in forensic detail, examine episodes frame by frame, and compare timelines. And the discussion exploded when the engagement was made public. Engagement news to lessen the blow of another pregnancy revelation later. One user said, "Did anyone else notice how baggy Liz's sweater is? Something's off." Another user responded, "Classic misdirect." Then came the most disputed statement. She is already expecting a child. TLC is just waiting to drop it mid-season. The post quickly gained popularity. It was referred to as nonsensical by some. Some claimed that it was too well suited to the TLC pattern to be a coincidence. In the meantime, users started analyzing every image and video they could find on TikTok, a platform that is a haven for short-form speculation. Creators zoomed up on Liz's belly, slowed down engagement videos, and even applied color correction to photos for what they dubbed bump analysis. The title of one TikToker's video was Liz Johnston concealing a bump. Let's take a deeper look. Overnight, it garnered thousands of views, and it continued to grow. Liz has been unusually silent on her personal Instagram, according to another TikTok. Since the engagement, there have been fewer outfit of the day posts, fewer selfies, and no full body photos. Was it a coincidence or a premeditated move? This is when the exciting part begins. Despite the rising speculations of a baby and the excitement around their engagement, Liz and Bryce have said nothing in response to the rumors, not even a sarcastic emoji, not a denial or explanation. And that quiet says a lot in today's influencer-driven, always online culture. Fans are taking notice. Why not simply state that she is not pregnant? At this point, their silence is essentially confirmation. Traditional TLC strategy. Keep the plot twist a secret. Liz's radio quiet raises suspicions in a society where celebrities are quick to deny rumors, particularly given her history of concealing pregnancy news. Until the show catches up. Private. So, is this silence a contractual requirement or a personal boundary? Some viewers think Liz and Bryce are being told not to give away too much in the run-up to the upcoming season. Others believe they are keeping quiet to prevent criticism, even though they are well aware of how cruel the internet can be. In any case, the ambiguity is doing a great job of keeping people guessing. Silence can be as loud as a confession in the court of public opinion. Additionally, Bryce Baldwin and Liz Johnston are now supplying supporters with enough information to keep the rumors going but not enough to put a stop to them. Are they playing the long game or avoiding questions? We'll conclude with a preview of Liz and Bryce's potential future in Part 5. Baby screams, wedding bells, or an unexpected turn of events that no one anticipated. You should not miss it. What happens next in this story? We have discussed the engagement. We looked into the rumors of a pregnancy. We've examined Reddit investigators, TikTok detectives, and fan hypotheses. And one thing has come to light through it all. The narrative of Liz and Bryce is far from finished. It might even be the beginning. The wedding is the logical next step, so let's get started. The wedding of the pair may be the primary plot point of the upcoming 7 Little Johnston season, assuming no revelation of a baby bump occurs first. Predictions are already being made by fans. Will there be confetti, tension, and emotional speeches from Amber and Trent, a la TLC? Or will there be a modest, low-key ceremony, out of sight of the cameras? The majority of viewers are placing their bets on the first option because TLC tends to emphasize the spectacle. Additionally, if the pregnancy rumors are confirmed, the wedding may take place even sooner, possibly in a haste to maintain appearances or adhere to plot timeframes. However, this coin has two sides. Fans of 7 Little Johnstons are beginning to pose difficult concerns because not all reality TV love stories have a happy ending. Is Liz really prepared to get married? Is Bryce content in this dynamic, or is he retreating in silence? Are they able to cope with the stress of having a second child on the way? A future split is already being predicted by certain enthusiasts. It's pushing them too quickly. The outcome of this will not be favorable. A life cannot be built on a TLC plot. These are merely theories, of course, but they are based on trends often observed in reality TV, where the pressure to perform, provide drama, and keep viewers interested may gradually separate a pair. Could the cycle be broken by Liz and Bryce? Of course. However, is it possible that they are on the verge of a cliff that TLC would be more than happy to capture in slow motion? Fans are captivated by that tension. Let's head over there. Assume Liz Johnston is already expecting her second child, as the rumors claim. What does that signify for the relationship and the show? It means instant gold for the show. Storylines about babies captivate audiences more than any other. They promise heartfelt sequences, drama behind the scenes, and extremely clickable moments. It means more scrutiny, more opinions, more pressure, and more engagement from Amber and Trent for Liz and Bryce. And how much worse could things get the second time around if Liz's first pregnancy was already a source of contention? According to some admirers, this might be Bryce's last straw. That another baby, especially one that is kept a secret once more, would push him too far if he is already feeling overburdened. Others believe that this could be the very thing that solidifies the couple, that a developing family may compel them to come together, grow up, and enter the next stage of their lives together. Time will tell. Is Liz Johnston expecting a child again? The indicators are there, but we can't be certain. The noise from the fans is overwhelming, and Liz and Bryce's silence says a lot. They are aware that there are rumors going around, at least. Additionally, if history is any guide, this might be a calculated hold-up before a well-timed season premiere. This is what we do know. Liz as well as. Officially, Bryce is engaged. Supporters are split between applauding and worrying. And one thing is for sure, whether or not a baby is on board, everyone will be observing. What are your thoughts? Are supporters merely getting what they want to see, or is Liz Johnston expecting her second child? Please share your opinions in the comments section below, and remember to press the bell, like, and subscribe so you don't miss a second of the fame. Continue to be inquisitive till the next time.